everyone, it's Coach Barbie here. I am starting a new series called the Outdoor Skating Series. So what I'm going to do is break down how to skate outdoors, bust some myths, give some great tips and advice on how to get your outdoor skate on. So first we are going to, I'm going to talk about myself and my background. I am Coach Barbie. I work with Roller Skate Club here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And I coach kids and teens, and I've started to coach the adult dance. So my background in skating, I've been skating since I was 5 or 6 years old, roller skating, and then in the 90s was rollerblading when roller skating wasn't as cool. But the resurgence in roller skating, I played roller derby after my daughter was a toddler, wanted to set a good example for her. So was rocking it with the Terminal City Roller Girls here in Vancouver for 4 seasons, technically 5, because 1 season was as a fresh meat. And so yeah, so I ended up leaving that realm to become to do bodybuilding in women's figure. And then came full circle after having my son. I wanted to do something that allowed me to have a sense of play, to be with my family, to do something physical that was playful and fun, created agility, strength, mobility, flexibility in the body. And so naturally I was drawn back to roller skating. And thank goodness for the Roller Skate Club, because I was able to take my son with me while my daughter was at school to roller skate and get my fitness back up. So that inspired me to come back to the roller skating side, but also infusing dance back into it too, because as a child I danced for 10 years and in ballet, jazz. And side note, with the coronavirus, there are a lot of, with the social isolating, with having to stay close to home, not being able to adventure, out in groups, or even with groups, you have to stay 6 feet apart. That in of itself can be very wearing on the heart and our mental health and well-being. So I'd like to take the skating side and looking at outdoor skating as a way for moving meditation, a way to escape and have a lot of fun and really be connected to your body, in tune, and find a lot of joy in movement during this really difficult time. So with that said, episode 1 is all about outdoor safety. So we're talking about skates and about how to be seen. And I'm going to be talking also about when you're out on the streets, how to communicate non-verbally with other drivers so that they know and can anticipate your actions, as well as safety when you're listening to music, and how to prevent being hit by a car. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to be in hospitals taking up space for those who are sick and need medical attention. You don't want to be adding to the problem, right? So with that said, here we go. All right, so for episode 1 here, we're going to talk about the boot choice, roller skate boot choice. So here I have the Moxie jack boot. Mm-hmm. And I absolutely love this skate for this boot, roller skate boot, for outdoors, because it's got thick padding. It's a harder boot, and there's a lot of ankle support, which is really, really great. I use the Moxie lollies for indoor and dance skating, because it's a softer suede and there's not the thicker support through the ankle, so I get a little bit more flexion and flexibility in my movement. But I love that this boot is firmer. It gives me a little more protection, so when I'm jumping off of curbs, or when I'm more aggressively skating, I get more support from this boot. So that's my personal preference for outdoor skating. And I have a Venus plate It's a really good versatile plate. And then here I've got the Moxie Funday wheels. These ones are a harder wheel. They're in between, a great hybrid wheel from indoor to outdoor. But I find that if you want more agility, more if you do more dancing combination with skate parks, general outdoor skating, these are really, really great. They're really good for cruising too, but because they're a slightly harder wheel, you are going to feel the bumps more. You're going to feel your ride, and sometimes you feel the chatter vibrating in your teeth when you're on a like bumpier concrete around neighborhoods. So if you are new to skating, I would not recommend these wheels for you. I would recommend a softer wheel, and one of my absolute favorite general wheels is the Radar Energy wheel. And this one is fantastic. I still really like riding on this wheel too. It goes over bumps and chunky parts of the road really nicely. It's a slimmer profile, so it's really good for agility too. You can still do dance moves. A little stickier, so not so great if you're wanting to do spins outdoors. I prefer the Fundays if you're wanting to do spins or working on tricks outdoors. However, the Radar Energy wheel is really, really great. Hybrid wheel too. You can use this indoors, although you might find because it's a softer urethane, it's a little stickier. But outdoors, it's a really, really great wheel. So Radar Energy, awesome. There's different width sizes. Not going to get into that. This is really just about my personal preference for wheel choice. However, let's say you're skating at longer through the summer months, and you want to do an evening skate. I highly recommend, just for cruising, the Luminous wheel. It's a light up wheel, so it uses energy as you're skating. It uses energy force to glow, and as you're rolling, you're nice and bright, you're very visible, and these are an 85A, so they're a much gummier wheel, 62 millimeter in width here. So they're a little wider than the Radar Energy. I think these guys are, maybe they might be 62. These are definitely smaller, but I know that these ones ride over bumps and chunks really well. They're definitely not good agile, like skates or wheels, excuse me. They're not really good agile wheels. You find they're a bit clunkier, so they're better as a cruising wheel. So if you're just cruising and grooving, listening to music, and you want to glow and be seen, these are amazing wheels for that purpose. All right, one important part about skating that a lot of people don't talk about is how to set up your trucks. Yes, you're like, what? Yes, so on your skate plate, you've got two trucks, right here and here. And these are gonna give you the mobility and agility while you're skating. And in here, your kingpin, you're going to want to adjust your trucks to be loose or tight, and that's usually based on personal preference, but I'm going to give you a little recommendation. If you are skating indoors and you're dance skating, which I do a lot of, I really like more agile, loose trucks. Allows maneuverability and agility of movement quite a lot. However, you do not want that. I repeat, you do not want that. No. When you're outdoors, because you're going to start rattling, and you feel really unsafe and unsteady when your trucks are too loose, especially if you're going at high speeds. If you're a hill bomber, keep your trucks tighter. You don't want them so tight that you're stuck in one direction, but tight enough. So what I like to do, I actually like to have the front's a little tighter and the back's just a little bit looser. Not loose, but looser than the front. I feel like I have a little more power and it gives me more steadiness. You can play around with this depending on your needs. But I really, really like to have you need to play around with what works for you, but I'm just going to show you an example of how I like my trucks to be. So play around. This is a big part of skate maintenance and fun that I really enjoy, and I want to share with you. So here I put the skate between my legs, and I use my legs to steady my skate, and then I wiggle. You see how tight that is? And then I wiggle the back, and you can see it's wiggling side to side. It's not too much. The front is pretty tight, and the back is just a little bit looser, but it's still pretty tight. And how you want to adjust your trucks is by using a special tool right here. And this tool and any of the accessories that you desire and all things you want for your skates, get at rollergirl.ca. I'm not sponsored. I just love local business, and Lisa and Zoe, who work there, are amazing, and they are roller skate gurus and can give you all the information and all the things you need for your roller skating needs. And this tool I got from them, and I really, really love it because you can adjust all your wheel nuts, and you can adjust the
kingpins.
Yeah, and on your trucks. Boop. And so righty tighty, lefty loosey. Left to loosen it, right to tighten. So you adjust accordingly, and then I like to, play with it, turn it, and then wiggle my skates. Wiggle and play around until you get the right setting for you. Try it out. If it feels too loose and when you're going faster and you feel like you're still getting a little bit of a wiggle, you need to tighten up your trucks. And if you find that they're too tight and you're not getting movement, then you can loosen them up. As well. I do a lot of hill bombing and speed, so when I'm outdoors, I like them tighter, and that's why. And so you also want to make sure that your wheels are on nice and snug before you go out on an outdoor adventure, because the last thing you want is your wheel nuts to go boop, and your wheel to come off, and you create sparks, and you break your teeth out of your face.
Yeah.
We want to save the money makers. So do not, I repeat, do not just leave your wheel nuts unattended before you go for an outdoor skate. Wheel nuts are here. I have zero nuts. These are the colored ones. Metal ones are fine. There's a truck going by. So I like the zero nuts because they actually cover your bearings. They keep them from getting extra dirty. So these ones are really, really good. Bearings can get really, really dirty when you're outdoor skating. We will do cleaning, maintenance in another episode, but I just wanted to talk about making sure that your wheel nuts are on tight. And how you can check is by pulling apart, and if you hear a rattling, then you know they're too loose. If when you're spinning them and you pull them apart, there's no rattling, you're good. And also checking your toe stops. The other thing you don't want to fall out is your toe stops. That would be bad. You go to stop and you grind your plate and you're hooped. So, or you bail and break your teeth out of your face again. Not good. So I have the new Moxie brake pedals. I haven't tried them out. You can see not even a mark on them yet. So I'm going to try these bad boys out. So you'll get to see me try those out in our next episode. I haven't tried these, so I can't review them yet. But I'm going to show you other ones I do use for outdoors. And I love the a.k.a. short stem toe stop. This is really great. Not want to be 2 to 3 threads in, because when you're rattling on the ground, that's going to put too much pressure on the toe stop and it'll bust right off and it'll ruin your plate, and then you also are hooped and your plate will need to be replaced. And these are expensive plates. You don't want to wreck them. You want to treat them with love and respect.
And you don't want to break your teeth out.
And you don't want to break your teeth out. Yes, moneymaker, important. So I like to put I like my toe stops right up to the top, so I actually thread them through the entire thing. When you're popping them in and out, there's different types of toe stops. We won't get into that. I just wanted to show you recommendations. I also use the Sure Grip Carrera Toe Stops. And these ones I use when I'm wanting to dance more, because they're a really great toe stop for doing agility movements, dance movements, but not good if you're doing a lot of outdoor downhill skating, hill bombing, if you're on really rough pavement, because it's going to wear these down really fast, just because they're a much thinner profile than the Carrera Toe Stops. This one's also a lot harder, so it doesn't wear down as fast. There's gumball stoppers, but those are really soft. Those are better for indoor use for roller derby. I don't have those anymore because I don't use them, but I really like this one for outdoors. And because it's such a thick profile, being in my skate, it doesn't prevent me from being able to do some cool dance moves too. So who would have thought that there's so much to know before you even get out on the roads, right? There's a lot of things to learn about skate maintenance, to learn about what like products to choose from, as well as how to be safe, how to be seen, and also how to not get run over by a car. So I'm gonna go over those things right now. Number one, I don't know if any of you have done outdoor cycling, road cycling at all. I have, I love it. Roller skates are better, but any wheels are great. So if you've ever been on a bicycle and gone around the city, bike streets, number one, are a fantastic way to get around our city and to skate around, because you have the right of way and you often have lights that help you get by, and there's less cars, there's less traffic, so it's a safer route, and the roads are usually better. Not always, but generally better than if you're skating on main roads. I do not recommend doing that. It's very unsafe. People aren't expecting you to be there. So if you're trying to stay safe, especially during these times right now, please stick to bike routes. If you don't know what those are, you can go online and look up, Google bike streets in Vancouver. They're everywhere, or in the city nearest you. And so with that said, when you're skating, it's really good to be able to communicate with vehicles on what you were about to do. Are we turning left? Are we turning right? Are we slowing down? So if you are skating, I will show you this in a further episode in action. But if you are going to be turning right, as a car is behind you, you signal like this. You can use your right hand or you can use your left hand, but you're telling the person, I'm turning. You can fist, hand up, whatever's comfortable for you. But you're telling that car, that vehicle, I'm about to turn right. Whether you're coming up to a stop sign, whether you have the right of way, that's the signal. If you're turning left, it's arm straight out. Doesn't matter which arm. Doesn't matter if it's fist. That's the signal for turning left. If you are trying to tell a car that you are going to slow down, you put your hand down and open like palm out, and you kind of just pump and to say, I'm slowing down, so that the person knows that you're coming to a stop. And those are the main signals, and you always want to be using your vision, your ears, and focusing your eyes, your ears, and your body language, your paraverbal communication and nonverbal skills to communicate. So continuing on with street safety, one thing that you want to do, aside from signaling nonverbally to cars, what you're about to do, in anticipation of movement, you also want to be seen. So if cars can see you, then they're going to pay attention to you. If you're in all dark colors, whoops, I usually wear a fanny pack to carry all my goodies. And I also I prefer myself to wear a bright helmet. Number one, for safety, but it also helps you to be seen by vehicles. This is a very good tip. I recommend it. Save your noggin.
You'll need that.
I have a love and fetish for accessories, and helmets are one of those things. So I have my silver glittery helmet. I love this one. I think they're all S1 helmets. These ones you can also get at rollergirl.ca with a roller skate club. Whoop whoop.
I love the feeling of it.
But it's textured, it's really shiny, and it sparkles in the sun, makes you very, very visible. The other one I really love is this, my Moxie helmet right here. This one is also an S1 helmet, but this one has really cute, Really cute graphics on it. Love it so
like
much.
this little skate tie.
Yeah, really cute stuff. Love it, love it. So that one makes you very visible as well. And then I skate, if I'm doing anything a little bit more aggressive, I like the coverage on my ears. And then I've got my stickers that I've collected.
There's one that I really like.
Yeah, they're very, very, yeah. And this one, True Love.
The Coco.
Yeah. Yay. Gypsy City. Coco. So, and naturally, Living Aloha. So yeah, so nice bright helmet allows you to be seen. I put my GoPro camera in here, and I love that one as well. So bright helmet keeps you safe. The other thing that's going to keep you safe, maybe not as visible, but I do like wearing brighter knee pads and wrist guards. I have pink Impala ones that I really, really like. They're thinner profile, but they actually give a lot of protection for your knees, surprisingly. So it allows for agility and movement and great protection at the same time and visibility, which is what we want. But you need to pick what works for you. I'm just saying what I love and my recommendations for outdoor skating, and hopefully it's helpful to you. Okay, and last but not least, when you're grooving the streets of your city, oftentimes we like to listen to music. It's a great way to escape, a great way to have fun, and a great partner to adventure with, especially during this time where we're having to be alone. So, so I say music is a great tool to, but you have to do it smart and safely. So my recommendation is to not have noise canceling headphones. You want to hear ambient noise so that you can hear cars, you can hear potential dangers, especially if you're skating at dawn or dusk. And as a female, if you're on your own, just to keep yourself safe, it's really important to be able to hear what's around you. But anybody skating, you really want to be skating with the ability to hear what's around you. Very, very important. You don't want to miss hearing a car behind you and then you skate out and you get hit. That would be awful. So I really recommend, personally, I have the Apple AirPods. I have the AirPods Pro, and these ones, I just, I wear them because you can have ambient noise around you, and you can turn off the noise canceling properties. You can also have just like regular earbud headphones, but you want to be able to hear around you. I don't recommend Beats, like the big headphones, because they're going to block out sound, and you're also not going to be wearing your helmet while wearing that, so that's not good. And the other option is having a Bluetooth speaker. So if you want people around you to enjoy your tunes, and that allows you to listen to ambient noise, that's another option. I do that too. I have my Mr. Pineapple here. He's a little Bluetooth speaker, and I hang him off the side of my fanny pack. Yes. And I really, really love, this actually gives off really great sound. I bought it in Hawaii, but for $22, and it gives off really great sound. And anybody can listen to music with me, and it's a lot of fun, and people around you can enjoy it, uplift everybody's mood. And it's a great way to groove out to tunes and still be able to hear around you. So those are my recommendations to keep safe while you're listening to tunes and grooving out. And I really hope that all of this information has helped you in some way and will continue to help you as we go further along in the episodes, and I teach you and work through tutorials on how to skate outdoors safely for beginners, intermediate, and more advanced level skaters. And when in doubt, skate it out.